All right, so you're gonna want to sew basically down your side here, and then I'm gonna have you pivot in the corner and come across, just to show that you know how to pivot. So I want to show you an example of what that looks like because it's going to be on a lot of the projects. So when I go to start, I'm going to start up at the top here, and I want my presser foot to be on the edge of the fabric. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So you don't want to start too close to the very top, but when you look at my actual presser foot, if you can tell, the right side of it will be on the edge of the fabric, and you want to watch that the whole time. You don't want to be watching the actual material because oops, sorry, my dryer. It won't actually end up, it will actually end up starting to go sideways if you're not paying attention to the edge of the fabric with the edge of the presser foot. Okay, so when I start to sew, obviously, we know we start with our needle down and our presser foot down. If you notice, my pin is kind of right in my way right from the start. So as long as my presser foot's down, I can slip that pin out, and I'm going to start to sew. We know we back stitch at the beginning and the end. So I'm going to go 3 or 4 forward. Okay, now I'm going to click and hold the reverse and go 3 or 4 backward. And that does a back stitch. Now I let go, and while I'm sewing, I'll show you from the front. While I'm sewing, I want to make sure that my edge of my fabric here is in line with the edge of the presser foot the whole time, as much as I can. Okay, and when I get to this pin, I pop it out. Okay, when I get to the corner here, you don't want to go too close to the corner. Remember when I talked about it when we originally did it, I said, okay, now you creep to the corner with your hand wheel to make sure that you're not going too far. So let's say I think I have it there. What I would do is I would lift up my presser foot. As long as my needle's down, I lift it up. I turn it, and now, if you can tell, my presser foot is not in line with the needle, with the edge of the fabric anymore. So I need to spin it back, and I need to go just like 1 or 2 more hand wheels forward. And now I can put my needle down, I lift up my presser foot, and if you take a look, it should be perfect. Of course, it's going to give me a problem. There it is. Okay, so see how the presser foot's now in line with it perfectly? And now I keep going this way. So you don't ever want to try to just guess and get to the corner using your foot. You always want to stop before the corner and then hand wheel into it. So I only wanted to do 1 pivot, so here I have to end my stitch. So I'm going to back stitch. So click and hold the reverse, 3 or 4 backward, let go, and 3 or 4 forward. And now I end here. So I want to show you what it looks like when you're done. You should have a back stitch right here, a nice clean pivot in the corner, and a back stitch over here, and these threads will get cut off. If you measure the distance between the stitch to the edge, it's going to be exactly the same all the way around, and that's because we lined up our presser foot edge with our edge of our fabric, and we watched that the whole time. So that's what you're going to try to practice.